Hi, my name is EJ Massa. Everybody knows I eat enough popcorn equivalent to the GDP of Indonesia. And for the most part, I just make kernels in a pan on the stove. I keep things simple and I generally avoid gimmicky popcorn makers, like electronic ones that are shaped like Pokeballs. Hello. That looks pretty cool, actually. But in general, nothing beats the simplicity and taste of popcorn on the stove. Well, imagine my surprise when I got this popcorn making device as a random Christmas gift. It's the Opopop Gourmet Popcorn Kit. When I saw the name, I wanted to say Opopop, which sounds silly. But then I looked at their official YouTube video and the CEO enlightened me on the real pronunciation.
Founding CEO of Opopop.
Anyways, what it is a microwavable bowl, and it comes with these pre-flavored popcorn kernels. Quite a selection of sweet and savory flavors. Apparently the gimmick of these packets are the kernels are coated in the flavor. It's not like bagged popcorn where you can tell there's a wet, oily goop brick of kernels in there. These kernels are individually wrapped in a flavor. Basically, you pour the packet into the silicone bowl, slip it into the microwave, and you got some popcorn. Let's unbox this thing. In my kit, I of course got the silicone bowl and the 7 sample flavors. One of the flavors is Test Launch, which apparently is what I should be starting with as a practice. The packaging is very hip with phrases like optimized for eating. Everything is optimized for eating if you put your heart into it. Welcome to the popcorn revolution. Down with the popcorn monarchy. Orville Redenbacher, you're next up on the guillotine. So we have the collapsed bowl here, the handle ring, and the top. And here's what the bowl looks like expanded. It definitely seems like a good size for a popcorn snack. I opened the test launch packet because we'll cook that as instructed. And the kernels kind of have a soft, yogurt-covered raisin feel to them. I put the handle ring on the bowl, poured the pouch into the bowl, gazing down on the kernels, which have a soft, milky, matted surface to them. Sounds kind of gross, now that I say that out loud. Then I put the top on the bowl, and it's ready for the microwave. I placed it in there and set the microwave to 3 minutes. The directions recommended 2 to 4 minutes, so I split the difference. Then I diligently watched the bowl spin in the microwave, standing hungry, ready, and listening as the kernels popping ramped up and finally slowed down. After 2.5 minutes, it seemed mostly done. I took it out, gave it a shake as directed, carefully opened up the lid because it is hot and steamy. And yeah, looks like popcorn. It looks light, airy, and crunchy. It seems like most of the kernels popped. Now for a taste test. And hey, since I have a few flavor packets, let me do an old-fashioned tier list. I don't have all the flavors they have available, like there's a pickle monster flavor and grandma's stuffing flavor, but I'll review the ones I have. First, test launch.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of when my mom used to buy the healthy bagged popcorn in the 90s, so no, probably like the whatever it was, the low butter, low everything. It's just salt, like a very chlorine-y salt. Yeah, it tastes exactly like the healthy pop or something in the 90s. That's what it's giving me, that vibe. But this is supposed to be the uninteresting test case. I would say test launch, it's definitely a baseline. It's C tier.
I think it's only right and just we do fancy butter next. Nothing more classic than hot buttered popcorn, right? The kernels look even more milky white. Presumably, that's the fancy butter. After cooking, it looks lovely. A nice, very light yellow hue.
Yeah, now we're talking. Has that buttery, it like hits you right in the front with like a buttery, like a smooth buttery flavor. Yeah, it's like a crisp, clean, buttery taste. It's something I actually haven't had in bagged popcorn. That's pretty good. I'm gonna put that A tier. That's good. If I had that as a bagged popcorn, I'd be like, this is good. I'll keep this as a standby.
Maui Heat is next. I love me some sweet and spicy. The kernels looked the part, with darker flecks of cayenne pepper on there. The cooked kernels have splashes of color all around. Looks like an exciting party.
That's really good. So right up front, it gives you a pineapple sweetness, but then it like blooms into a heat, and it's very pleasant. Heck, this is S tier. Boom.
Now for even more sweeter side, we have vanilla cake pop. When cooked up, it looks a bit like microwave bagged kettle corn, an iridescent white.
Kind of tastes like a weak kettle corn. You taste some light vanilla up front, and then there's a really subtle sweetness. It's okay. I'm gonna give this C tier.
Salted umami, I'm very intrigued by this, especially as somebody who dry ages steaks for that umami flavor. Lots of brown flecks, and I have to say, it smells awful. Like a scorched, earthy smell of dried seaweed on the beach.
No. It's like seaweed flavored popcorn. It's like sour. No. Ugh. That's like D tier, F tier, maybe. It's wrong. They shouldn't have done this.
I need a palate cleanser. How about Cinnalicious? That seems like it would blast the seaweed out of my mouth. Looks the part too, with brown cinnamon sprinkled about, and it smells like I have Pillsbury cinnamon buns in the oven.
Yeah, a little bit buttery. A little bit cinnamony. It's like, it tastes like how Cinnabon smells, I guess, but maybe more subtle. I'm gonna go B tier.
Finally, cheddar jalapeno. Hopefully this will make me nuts and verbally abuse a cafeteria manager.
Just give me some bacon, some jalapeno mac and cheese.
Doesn't look especially cheesy, but maybe looks are deceiving.
Strong, like green jalapeno taste. Very little cheddar or cheese taste. But the jalapeno taste doesn't help the popcorn at all. So I would say this is D tier. Not pleasant. Not pleasant cheese, not pleasant heat, not pleasant jalapeno.
There's the final rankings of the packets that came with this bowl. I was seeing how much the refills are, and I gotta say, they seem pretty pricey. $16.99 for the equivalent of 4 bowls of popcorn? I feel like I get a better deal getting a tub of popcorn at the movie theater. I'd rather go to my local Walmart and get a $6.14 jar of loose kernels, which is 45 ounces, while the bag of Opopop kernels is $16.99 for 11 ounces of kernels. I could get 4 times that amount of kernels for much, much cheaper. There's a few bulk deals, but even so, for $50, I can get much more brand name plain kernels at the store. Even more if you get generic brands, of course. So can you use the Opopop with standard kernels that you get from like a jar from the store? And yes, you can make awesome popcorn. In fact, I'll show you how to make delicious buttery popcorn with the Opopop. I take about a half cup of popcorn kernels. This bowl doesn't do a full half cup, so I made sure to be just shy of a half cup. Poured that into the bowl. Then I do about 3 tablespoons of organic refined coconut oil. I use my store brand of coconut oil. And then I also use Flavacol seasoning salt to get that movie theater popcorn taste. I put a half teaspoon of Flavacol in there, and then I mix it around. Sure, my oil salt kernel slurry isn't as pretty as those milky white pearls of the flavor-wrapped kernels, but it will do the job nicely. After that, I put the lid on and put it into the microwave for 3 minutes, although usually the kernels are done in the microwave at around 2.5 minutes. And once it's done, it's magnificent. I pour a little melted butter on top, and I'm ready to sit down, relax, and watch a movie. I've actually found myself using the Opopop with this recipe more than my recipes with the pan. And it's mostly because it provides an efficiency, just eating the popcorn right out of the vessel that you cook it with, that I didn't even realize I desired. So do I recommend the Opopop? Yeah, mainly for loose kernels though. For the flavor packet kernels, some flavors are better than others, but in the end of the day, they're too pricey for me. Maybe occasionally as a stocking stuffer or something, but not for an everyday cook. I would say that the fancy butter flavor stands out, especially over just standard bag popcorn. And my recipe, I think, is a really good one that stands up with even the stuff you make in a pan. Now, I don't know how the Opopop stands up against all the random microwave poppers on Amazon, but all I know is that this one is well designed, it works well, and I've been using it every day, every hour, every minute, every second. I'm optimized for eating. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Until next time, bye.